Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Ben.
And I'm Emily from WMTS.
Now let's head over to Spencer with his report on new inventions.
Thank you, Ben. Hi, I'm Spencer of WMTS, and today I'll be talking about new crazy inventions. Inventors created a 62-mile-long barrier to keep trash from going to the Pacific Ocean. Also, people invented a thing called Google Cardboard. It's made out of cardboard, glass, and your phone. Did you know hoverboards are severely dangerous? Even Amazon isn't selling some brands. They usually cost $350 to $1,700. These shoes, called Nike LeBron 5s, are selling really quick. They say that LeBron met with high school student Matthew Walter and can't tie his shoes. That inspired Nike. There's a built-in zipper, so if you pull one strap, it opens up the whole shoe. That's my report on inventions of 2015. Back to you in the studio.
I didn't realize hoverboards were so dangerous.
Yes, and they're becoming so popular. Now to Frankie with her report on the modern classic book Wonder by author R.J. Palacio.
Thanks, Emily. I'm reviewing the book Wonder by R.J. Palacio. This book is about a boy named August. He acts like an ordinary 10-year-old. August eats ice cream and plays video games. August was born with severe medical problems that caused deformity to his facial features and skull. Some people stare at him, while others try hard not to look at him. He was homeschooled through 4th grade because he had to go through multiple surgeries. In 5th grade, his dream of attending a real school comes true. He's a normal kid on the inside, but not on the outside. He doesn't let that stop him and faces difficulties of attending school with courage, hope, and determination. The main motto for this book is don't judge a book by its cover. Back to you guys in the studio.
After hearing Frankie's report, it makes me want to read that book now.
Now to our weather reporter Mason with his report on tsunamis.
Thanks, Ben. For those of you who want to know about tsunamis, here are some facts and information about them. A tsunami is a long, high sea wave caused by an earthquake. Tsunami waves, they can be 100 feet tall. Tsunamis can travel 5,000 feet per hour without being noticed and can cross the entire ocean in less than a day. Flooding caused by a tsunami on the mainland can be more than 1,000 feet. A tsunami is a series of waves. Safety tips. If you ever find yourself stuck in a tsunami, 1. Try and grasp a floating object and allow the current to carry you. 2. When in coastal areas, stay alert for tsunami warnings. 3. Plan an evacuation route that leads to higher ground. 4. Know the warning signs of a tsunami, which are rapidly or falling coastal waters and rumbling of an offshore earthquake. 5. Never stay near shore to watch a tsunami come in. 6. A tsunami is a series of waves. Do not return to an affected area until authorities say it's safe. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Mason. I'm so glad we have those safety tips in case we ever get caught in a tsunami. Now over to Spencer with his sports report on the NBA.
Thanks, Ben. Today I will be talking about the NBA, or National Basketball Association. In the Eastern Conference of it, leading is Cleveland, Toronto, and Boston. In the Western Conference is Golden State, San Antonio, and Oklahoma City. Also, Golden State is looking for the championship again. Curry is leading them to a 54-5 record, but OKC is creeping up on Toronto. Also, Stephen Curry made 1,492 points this season. Kevin Durant made 1,503 points. That's my report on the NBA. Back to you in the studio.
I didn't know Kevin Durant made so many points in one season.
Now to Eddie with her political news report about Bernie Sanders.
Thanks, Emily. Hello, this is Addison Mokri here with your report on Bernie Sanders. He was born on September 8th, 1941, in Brooklyn, New York. Bernie Sanders is currently age 74. He has been a Democrat senator from Vermont since 2007. He is married to Jane O'Meara Sanders. He has one son named Levi Sanders. Bernie Sanders has written a book called The Speech. It's about the challenges facing the American healthcare system and the shrinking middle class. Bernie wants more well-paying jobs and also wants to have fair taxes for companies and citizens in the USA. Bernie wants students from preschool to college to have great education. He has created bills to help make public colleges and universities more affordable. Bernie wants terrorism to stop because he doesn't want ISIS to strike us or anybody else in the world. Bernie wants healthcare to be affordable for everybody so everybody can have it. He also wants to improve health care. Thanks for listening. Back to you in the studio.
I didn't realize Bernie Sanders was from Vermont, our neighboring state.
Now to Emily, who will be telling us about the upcoming Summer Olympics.
Thanks, Ben. Hi, my name is Emily from WMTS. Today I'm going to be talking about the 2016 Summer Olympics. The 2016 Summer Olympics are coming to Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, with the opening ceremony on August 5th of this year, so you should get ready for them. There is a wide variety of sports varying from aquatics or water sports, such as diving, water polo, and swimming, to outdoor competitions including triathlon, cycling, and athletics, to indoor sports such as weightlifting, basketball, judo, and table tennis. There truly is something for everyone to enjoy when watching the Olympics. 154 nations are qualified to date, but 206 are actually expected to compete. 6,177 athletes are now qualified, and over 10,500 will compete by the time the Olympics start. There will be 306 events in 28 sports. Many people have been excited about softball and baseball being back in the Olympics, but as I said before, they will not officially be back on the list of sports in the 2016 Olympics due to a lack of organizational time. However, the Olympic Committee has decided to put baseball and softball officially back in the 2020 Olympics, though. That will give Olympian fans even more to look forward to. Back to you in the studio.
It's amazing that there are so many different kinds of sports to watch in the Olympics. Now let's go to our weather forecaster Mason with his upcoming 5-day weather forecast.
Thanks, Ben. Wednesday, it'll be rainy with a high of 50, which is a little above the average for today. Thursday will be cloudy and overcast. It'll be a good day to stay inside and read a book. The high will be a little above average. Friday, the clouds will continue with rain and lightning. Highs on Friday will only reach 43, which is a little below the average. Saturday, the rain turns to snow. Make sure you get the boots out. Sunday will bring sun. Highs should reach 47. Back to you in the studio.
Looks like I'm not walking my dog tonight.
Let's turn this over to Ben with his interview with a local firefighter, Mr. Anderson.
Thanks, Emily. I'm Ben Anderson, and I'll be interviewing a local firefighter. Did you know you were going to do this job when you were younger?
From the age of 10 years old on, I was infatuated with fire trucks, so I would say yes.
Do you enjoy this job?
I love this job. Every day, something new, something different, meeting different people. Best job in the world.
Do you enjoy working local, or would you rather work out of town?
I enjoy working local. You get to know the people of the town and the community. It makes it a lot easier.
Do you get along well with the people that you work with?
In this job, you have to get along with the people that you work with. You rely on them to help you do your job.
Why did you choose this job?
Like I said, when I was 10 years old, I was infatuated with fire trucks, and it just kept growing as I got older.
Do you get to drive the fire trucks, or do you have to ride in the back?
I drive them, and I ride in the back. We rotate schedules, so one day I'm driving, one day I'm riding.
If you didn't choose this job, what job would you have chosen?
I would say it would still have to be something to do with people, from a hospital setting or something along those lines.
What do you think will be good jobs in the future?
Well, always a fireman. That's always going to be around. Any public service, I think, is a good job to be in.
Would you recommend this job for someone my age to check out?
Absolutely. Come to the firehouse anytime. Look at the trucks. Look at the equipment. You'll get hooked.
Do you enjoy helping the families?
That's the best part of the job, is when you can help somebody out.
How old were you when you chose this job?
Well, as I've said before, I was 10 years old when I decided I wanted to be a fireman.
How does this job affect your life outside of work?
Well, you get to meet a lot of people through your job and in the community. You see them outside the community, and you always try to help somebody outside the community.
Do you do any other jobs outside of firefighting?
Yes, I work part-time for the school, delivering all their food supplies to all of the schools in Londonderry.
Thank you for your time today. Back to you at the studio.
Firefighters have such important jobs. Our community is grateful for their bravery.
Let's head over to Emily and hear all about fast food and how it's affecting people's health.
Thanks, Ben. Hi, my name is Emily from WMTS. Today I will be talking about fast food and how it affects people's health. Over 1/4 of American adults are obsessed with fast food. McDonald's is the most popular food chain. An all-American meal is hamburgers, fries, Coke, and a shake. Most fast food is made of processed meat. People think that chicken meals are healthier than hamburger meals, but they're wrong. Chicken has twice the amount of fat than hamburgers. When people walk into a restaurant, they don't care about what they're eating.
This especially happens in fast food joints. KFC, aka Kentucky Fried Chicken, is more responsible about their presentation to the public. Subway has also tried to help people with making a healthier meal. About 300,000 people die a year from being obese or overweight. Every day, a quarter of Americans eat fast food. Children often recognize the McDonald's sign before they recognize their own name. About 12% of American workers have worked at McDonald's. The golden arches are now the most recognized symbols in the world. The typical teenage boy gets about 10% of his calories from soda. McDonald's is now the nation's biggest purchaser of pork, beef, and potatoes. It is the second largest purchaser of chicken in the U.S. Back to you guys in the studio.
Now I'll think twice about going to a fast food restaurant.
It's almost time for the new iPhone 7 to be released. Here with more information about that is Julia.
Thanks, Emily. Hello, it's Julie here, reporting on the new iPhone 7. There are many iPhones. The latest one was the iPhone 6 and 6S, and the oldest one was the 2G, which has been discontinued. There has been some gossip about a new iPhone 7. There are many new characteristics and improvements from the other phones. For example, there is a better camera and there are no buttons. However, it has sensitive side and top parts. Some major changes include getting rid of the 3.5mm headphone jack. Why, you may ask? Because they want to make a thinner phone, and the headphone jack is the largest port. That means if you're thinking of investing in an iPhone 7, you'll have to hook your phone up to Bluetooth or through some other connectors for listening to music with headphones. Another change is stereo speakers giving out a nicer, cleaner sound. This phone ranges from $400 to $500, which is pretty pricey compared to some of the other phones out there that range from $100 to $400. This phone is supposed to come out in September 2016. Back to you in the studio.
I am disappointed that they're cutting out the headphone jack, but there are other improvements to look forward to. Now for entertainment, let's go to Ben for his news on the top 10 songs of 2015.
Thanks, Emily. I'm Ben, and I'll be talking about the top 10 songs of 2015. Coming in at number 10 is Me, Myself, and I by G-Eazy, and my favorite part of the song is all the beat and bass drops, and it was released in October of 2015. Coming in at number 9 is Good For You by Selena Gomez. It's a song about a relationship and was released in June of 2015. Coming in at number 8 is Where Are You Now by Skrillex and Diplo featuring Justin Bieber. And my favorite part of this song is the Skrillex background music. It was released in February of 2015. Coming in at number 7 is Stitches by Shawn Mendes, and it's more of an action song with all the beat drops. It was released in May of 2015. Coming in at number 6 is The Hills by The Weeknd, and it's by a Canadian singer, and it's his second single with his new recording company, Beauty Behind the Madness, and the 5th track on his album, and it was released in May of 2015. Coming in at number 5 is Hotline Bling by Drake, and it was known for its lack of dance moves in the music video. It was released in July of 2015. Coming in at number 4 is Can't Feel My Face by The Weeknd. It's by the same Canadian singer as The Hills, and the track was released in June of 2015. At the number 3 spot, it's What Do You Mean by Justin Bieber, and it was released on July 28th of 2015 and was number 1 on the charts for 5 weeks in a row. Coming in at number 2 is Hello by Adele. It's a song that goes from a slow beat to a much faster beat. It was released in October of 2015. Coming in at number 1 is Stressed Down by 21 Pilots, and it's one of my favorite songs, and it's about the songwriting process, and it was released in April 28th of 2015. Back to you at the studio. That's all for today. We hope you have enjoyed our WMTS news.
Thanks for watching.
Have a great day, everyone.
Hi, and welcome to WNMT. My name is Riley, and this is my co-anchor,
Ashley, hello all.
and now here's Brady, our weatherman, with the daily weather for the upcoming week.
Thank you, Riley. On Wednesday, it will be snowy with a high of 32 degrees. You will need your jackets. On Thursday, it will be rainy with a high of 46 degrees. Remember to pack your raincoats. On Friday, it will be sunny with a high of 47 degrees. You might want to wear a long-sleeve shirt. On Saturday, it will be cloudy with a high of 50 degrees. You might want to wear a sweatshirt. On Saturday, it will be sunny with a high of 48 degrees. It will be a perfect day to go outside and play. Back to you in the studio.
Wow, it looks like we're going to need sweatshirts this coming week.
Yes, we will.
Now on to Sam with some background information about Hillary Clinton for our voting viewers.
Thank you, Riley. Today on WNMT, I'll be talking about Hillary Clinton, who is in the lead in the Democratic nominee for the presidential election. She was born on October 26, 1947, and is now 68 years old. When she was younger, she either wanted to be a baseball player, a journalist, or an astronaut. 3 intense jobs. Hillary Clinton attended Wellesley College from 1965 to 1969. In 1970, she started Yale Law School and graduated in 1973. In 1975, she married Bill Clinton. Then in 1993, he became president, and Hillary Clinton became First Lady. Hillary and Bill Clinton have one daughter named Chelsea. In addition, Hillary has two brothers, Tony and Hugh. From 2009 to 2013, Hillary Clinton served as Secretary of State. Something fascinating is Hillary Clinton used to be a Republican, but in 1968 she became a Democrat. Let's see what happens in the presidential election. Back to you.
Story, Sam. Hillary Clinton has accomplished so many amazing things in her life.
Should we look at our entertainment reporter, Scott, for Finding Dory?
Yes, we should.
Thank you, Ashley. Now about Finding Dory. How many of you enjoyed the Disney movie Finding Nemo when it hit the theaters in May of 2003? Well, a new movie called Finding Dory is set to be released on June 17, 2016. This film is a sequel to Finding Nemo, taking place 6 months after the events of the first film. The setting is on the coast of California, a lot taking place at the Marine Biology Institute. Ellen DeGeneres is the voice of Dory. Once again, the forgetful fish seeks help from Nemo and Marlin to help find her mother and father. Will they succeed? So get ready for another fun Disney film. Grab a friend and some popcorn and head to your local movie theater. You won't be disappointed. Back to you in the studio.
I can't wait for that new movie to come out to theaters. And now Riley will tell us about the unusual story between the FBI and Apple.
Thanks, Ashley. The FBI ordered Apple to help hack into an iPhone owned by terrorists for an investigation. On February 22, 2016, the Apple CEO, Tim Cook, sent an email thanking employees for their support in the company's ongoing battle against the FBI. The reason why the FBI wants to hack the phone is because they want to find out if the shooters who killed 14 people in San Bernardino in December planned the attack directly with the terrorist group known as the Islamic State, sometimes called ISIS. The new security system has been enabled so the FBI can't access the phone. Cook doesn't want to hack the phone because he thinks it will leave Apple only being hacked by cybercriminals and hackers. However, he doesn't believe it's right being on the opposite side of the government. This is because the government protects our freedom and liberty. I don't know whose side is correct, but I hope our country remains safe. Thanks again, Ashley. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Riley. That's a very interesting situation. Now Nick is going to interview Miss Jakes.
Hi, I'm Nick Kasakis in Mr. Rowe's class. I'm reporting for WMTN News. Mrs. Jakes, what is your job?
Well, Nick, I'm a 5th grade teacher here at Matthew Thornton School.
Okay. Do you have any hobbies?
Sure. I like to exercise. I like to read. I like to coach. And what else? Do some crafts.
Do you like your job?
I love my job, Nick, especially teaching students and seeing the growth that they make in class and also in coaching. Yep.
When do you work?
Well, I teach here at the school every day. So I'm here at 8:30 and we're here till 3:30 in the afternoon, but then we kind of do a lot of work at home as well. And I also coach for the high school. So I also do the girls, I'm an assistant coach for the varsity girls lacrosse team. So I go right to the practice after school and I'm there usually till about 5 or 6 o'clock at night as well.
I never knew that. Do you help out with any activities?
Sure. Again, I help with the lacrosse team. I also do some stuff with, when I can, the wellness club. And I also help volunteer with youth lacrosse as well.
How many years have you been doing this?
Well, this is my 11th year here at Matthew Thornton, and then I've been coaching at the high school since 2010.
Do you have any kids on the team?
Yes, I do. I actually have both my daughters are up at the high school, and they both play on the varsity team this year.
And that's all. Thank you.
Oh, I never knew Mrs. Jakes is a high school lacrosse coach. Now here's Ashley with facts about the one-of-a-kind gum wall.
Thank you, Riley. Now I'll be talking about the beauty of the gum wall. The gum wall is the most German tourist spot in the USA. Visitors come just to see the beauty of it. There's 750,000 wads of colorful gum on the wall. The place where the gum wall is located is in Seattle, Washington. On November 15, 2015, the workers scrubbed down the gum wall that has been there for 20 years. It started in the 90s and the workers started to leave the gum there in 1999 because people kept putting their yucky gum on it over and over again. Anytime you're near the Seattle area, come and bring your family and enjoy the beautiful scenery of the gum wall. Back to you in the studio.
Wow, thank you, Ashley. I wouldn't want to have to clean that. Next, Brady is now going to talk about no more snow days.
Thank you, Riley. Have you enjoyed snow days? Well, some people don't have them. In some places, kids get sent home with homework the day before a snow day, while in other places, they can get logged online to get their work from a website. Caitlin Snavely, 11. She has enjoyed all her snow days off. I would usually play in the snow, she said. She said, her district is one of the districts in New Hampshire which has started to have students do work on a snow day. One year, the Londonderry School District tried this. They called their program Blizzard Bags. It was stopped after a year. Duffy School District provided a computer to a student who doesn't have one at home. If there was a power outage or a problem with connecting to the internet, the kids have 3 days to hand in their assignment. As technology changes, there's a whole array of different things we can do, says Delphi Superintendent Greg Briles. Back to you.
Wow, I hope that doesn't happen here. I can't imagine a winter without a snow day. Now here's Pager, sportscaster, talking about the Summer Olympics.
Thanks, Ashley. This year, the Summer Olympics are in Rio de Janeiro. It will start on August 5th and end on August 21st. Rio was picked by the International Olympic Committee through a process of bids from countries and cities. The sports at this year's games are cycling BMX, golf, football/soccer, shooting, rugby, wrestling freestyle, archery, beach volleyball, and athletics. Athletics includes the 50-meter run and the 100-meter run. Countries competing in the games include Ireland, Germany, Sweden, Finland, and Russian Federation. To participate in the Olympics, you must comply with the Olympic character as well with the International Sports Federation. If you are lucky enough to become an Olympian, you must respect fair play and nonviolence. New York Times said that the separating of the games is a strategic move on the part of the International Olympic Committee. Back to you in the studio.
Oh, I can't wait for the Summer Olympics. Finally, here's Nick Kay with a report on the Winter Olympics.
Thank you, Riley. The 23rd Winter Olympics will take place in 2018 in Pyeongchang, South Korea on February 9th to February 25th. Canada, Finland, Sweden, Czech Republic, South Korea, which is host, Switzerland, Russia, Slovakia, and the USA are a few of the countries participating. There are many sports this year, including 4 new additions, which are big air snowboarding, freestyle skiing, mass start speed skating, and mixed doubles and curling. Also, snowboard parallel slalom event was dropped out of the Olympics. Officials state they changed the lineup for youth entertainment, with most of the other sports remaining the same. In ice hockey news, Great Britain lost, so is disqualified and won't be participating in the 2018 Winter Olympics for that event, but will be present for the other winter events. Make sure you follow your favorite athletes as they compete to qualify for the 2018 Winter Olympics. This is all for the 2018 Winter Olympic news. Back to the studio.
Thanks, Nick. I'm going to have to make sure to watch both the Winter and Summer Olympics. That's all for now.
Thank you for watching WNMT News. Bye.
WTNC reporting news now. Today we're reporting on lots of cool stuff like weather, sports safety, famous dancers, and much more. Now to Sarah with her report on tornadoes.
Thank you, Talia. Today we'll be talking about tornadoes. Tornadoes are the most violent storm nature has. They form when warm, moist air from Mexico and cool, dry air from Canada meet. A tornado looks like a rotating funnel-shaped cloud. An average tornado is about 112 miles per hour, and an extreme tornado can even reach more than 300 miles per hour. Every state has some risk of this hazard. Did you know that more than 1,000 tornadoes happen a year? If you ever find yourself under a tornado warning, find shelter immediately. A shelter can be a basement or storm shelter. If you can't find either, go to the lowest level of the building. Most injuries are from flying Most injuries are from flying debris, so remember to protect your head from flying objects. Tornadoes develop so rapidly that little of any advance warning is possible. That is why some areas have tornado sirens to warn citizens about incoming tornadoes. Tornado Alley is in the mid-USA. It has the highest number of tornadoes in the U.S. The heart of Tornado Alley can be found in Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, Colorado, and South Dakota. Even in Tornado Alley, there are less intense areas such as Arkansas, Iowa, Tennessee, Kentucky, Wisconsin, and Minnesota. Did you know that Texas has the most tornado warnings than any other state? Thanks for listening. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Sarah. I now know what tornadoes are and how to deal with them.
Now over to Talia with her report on Misty Copeland.
Thanks, Malika. Misty Copeland started dancing at the Boys and Girls Club in San Pedro, California, when she was 13 years old. The dance classes were free there. Misty told Time for Kids, "When I was first introduced to ballet, it sparked a new way of looking at things." When Misty was 15 years old, she was accepted into a summer program where her dance teacher, Cynthia Bradley, danced. The San Pedro Ballet School first saw Misty dance when Cynthia encouraged Misty to go there with her. When Misty was 17, she moved to New York City to train at ABT, American Ballet Theater, with the intent of later dancing there. Misty was the only female African-American dancer at ABT out of 80 dancers. I do quote from TFK, "ABT is one of the leading ballet companies in the world." In 2012, Misty was able to bounce back from breaking a bone in her back the year before. June 30th, 2015 was a very important day for Misty because it was the day Misty was promoted to be a principal dancer. Misty was the first African-American dancer to become a principal dancer in ABT's 75-year history. Wow, Misty is a very inspiring person.
Now over to Adrian with his report on Wreck-It Ralph.
Thank you, Malika. Hi, I'm Adrian. Wreck-It Ralph was released on November 2nd, 2012. So far, it has made $189 million in the United States and Canada. Wreck-It Ralph is an American 3D computer-animated fantasy comedy film. It was produced by Walt Disney Animation Studios, directed by Rich Moore, and produced by Clark Spencer. Wreck-It Ralph is about an arcade game man who doesn't want to be the bad guy anymore and is losing to his enemy Fix-It Felix. After seeing Felix winning all the time, he finally takes things in his own hands. Ralph goes on a game-hopping trip to prove he has what it takes to be a hero. But on his trip, he accidentally lets loose a powerful enemy that risks the whole entire arcade store. Ralph goes into the game hero's duty to steal a medal and escape in a ship. But in the ship, there's a cybug that attacks him, so he lands on Sugar Rush. The cybug flees and lays eggs on the ground so he can hatch and take over the game later. But I'm not going to talk about that. On Sugar Rush, a girl steals Ralph's medal to enter a race, so Ralph helps her become a racer to get his medal back. Ralph breaks into a factory so Penelope, the girl, can make her car, and so Ralph can train her to race. According to RottenTomatoes.com, this movie has an 86 rating, and the featured songs are Shut Up and Drive by Rihanna and Celebration by Kool and the Gang. If you're looking for a funny, lighthearted family movie, give Wreck-It Ralph a try. It's available to rent or buy on Amazon, Redbox, or Google Play. Back to the studio!
Thanks, Adrian.
Now over to Sarah and Nick with their report on the weather.
Hi, I'm Nick.
And I'm Sarah.
And we're your local weatherman for today. On Wednesday, it's going to be snowy. Wear a coat because it's going to be cold. Also, severe snow warning, so there might be no school.
On Thursday, it's going to be cloudy, so no need for a coat. Pack a sweatshirt.
On Friday, it's going to be sunny, so you probably don't need a sweatshirt, and you can wear shorts and a t-shirt.
On Saturday, it's going to be rainy, so get your raincoats ready.
On Sunday, it's going to be cloudy again, so this would be a good day to go outside and play. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, guys. Now over to John with his report on sports safety.
Thank you, Malika. Sports are very popular today, and they are getting safer. When sports just started out, there was just about no safety protection for the players. Most of the injuries in sports were either a result of bad plays or the lack of protection/pads. By the 1990s, most sports teams were giving the players helmets in football, hockey, men's lacrosse, and baseball. Since soccer has no helmets, concussions and head injuries are very common. Terry Batcher from England split his forehead open because he headed the ball too hard. Being a trooper, he came back to the game and headed the ball again, and he opened up the stitches.
Chris Kelly of the Boston Bruins got slashed in the leg in the 2015 to 2016 season, and now he is out for the rest of the season. This is a reminder to be careful of other players too. The hockey legend Bobby Orr of the Boston Bruins busted his left knee while scoring the 1970 Stanley Cup goal for the Bees. Since NHL helmets weren't a requirement at the time, the injury might have been much worse than it had to be. I'm Jonathan, and remember to be safe in sports. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, John. Now over to Nick with his report on giant pandas.
Thanks, Talia. Hi, I'm Nick from WTNC. One of the most well-known creatures in China is the giant panda. These fluffy animals have become endangered, but people are now trying to help them. According to Time for Kids, people have been helping these pandas as their job. One group is the China Conservation and Research Center for Giant Pandas. They and others help restore pandas to their native habitat, which gives China a better country reputation for wildlife. But that's not the only reason they do it. The other reason is because they love pandas. Even if you aren't employed in the job of helping these organisms, you can still help pandas. You can donate money or even try to volunteer at some of these at a place involved in aiding pandas. Pandas raised in captivity lose their hunting instinct, and they don't eat much meat. Instead of just giving the pandas to other zoos, the Chinese government loans them to zoos for 10 years at a time. The Chinese government charges about $1 million a year per pair. These pandas are really good business for China. Because of these people, the numbers of pandas have gone up from 1,600 to about 1,864 in a decade. If you want to help these animals, donate or volunteer if you can. Back to you in the studio.
Wow, I now know so much about giant pandas. I never knew that pandas cost so much. I also never knew that they were omnivores. Now over to John with his interview with Mary Coppinger.
Thank you, Talia. Today I'm going to interview Mrs. Coppinger. Will you explain what Images of Greatness is?
I most certainly will. Thank you, Jonathan. Images of Greatness is a key program for 4th grade students. They do research. They research an eminent person for approximately 6 weeks. They dress up as this person. They write a bio riddle about this person. They make a food to represent this person. And it culminates with an evening of Images of Greatness.
Do you enjoy working with the students on this project?
I do, very much so.
When did you start working in the KEY program?
Ooh, I'm going to have to think about that. It must have been about almost 20 years ago. And I think I've been doing KEY for about 12 years now.
How do you get into KEY and how old do you have to be?
You have to be in 4th grade to be in KEY. And there's 3 components. There's a test, there's a teacher recommendation, and there's a project.
Do you think KEY will teach kids something?
I hope so. That's my intention. Did it teach you anything?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
How long did the projects take to make?
Some students spend about 6 weeks on the project. Other students might spend 8 weeks on the project. Depends, I'd say it depends on the student.
What did you do in the school before you did KEY?
I used to be a 3rd grade teacher at South School.
And how does the KEY curriculum work?
The curriculum is based on the student's interest. So we try to base it on what the student wants to learn, on what they're interested in.
Thank you, Mrs. Coppinger. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, John. Now over to Malika with a report on Black Mamba Anti-Poaching Unit.
Thanks, Talia. A group of girls are helping South Africa. The group name is the Black Mamba Anti-Poaching Unit. Their group is mostly female. 2013 was the year it was founded. They protect wildlife, and rhinos are one of the animals they protect in South Africa. Also, they teach and help students about wildlife. They have patrolled the Baloo Nature Reserve in South Africa for the past 2 years. Since 2013, this group has dramatically improved conditions for endangered rhinos throughout the area. Snaring and illegal bush meat incidents have been reduced by 75%. Poacher incursions were detected and the offenders were later arrested. According to the United Nations, no rhinos have been poached. Black Mamba unit depends on circumstances that extend beyond their bravery and enthusiasm. Efforts were recently recognized by the United Nations, who awarded them the much-deserved 2015 Champion of the Earth Award. These girls are doing a great job. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Malika. Now over to Dane with his report about Ben Carson.
Thanks, Malika. Hi, my name is Dane, your local political reporter, with information on Dr. Ben Carson Sr. Ben Carson is age 64 and was born in 1951. He is a Republican candidate who is married to Candy Carson. Ben Carson raised $6.6 million for his campaign funds. He was a director of pediatric neurosurgery at Johns Hopkins University Hospital in Baltimore, Maryland, from 1984 to 2013. Ben Carson is the most tax reform conservative out of all the candidates running in the 2016 election. Alternatively, he is the least conservative on environmental issues. Ben Carson's parents divorced when he was 8 years old. He graduated from Yale University in 1973 with a bachelor's degree in psychology. He then went to the University of Michigan Medical School to become a doctor. He then went to Johns Hopkins for his residency in neurosurgery and even worked in Australia at a hospital to further improve his skills. In 2013, he retired as a neurosurgeon. Since then, he has written several books and joined Fox News. Ben Carson was drafted to run for president in the 2016 presidential election by citizens who signed a petition requesting that he run as a Republican candidate. Even though he was one of the final 5 candidates left in the race, Ben Carson suspended his campaign on March 4, 2016. Well, that's all for today on your political news. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Dane. WTNC is over and out.